Hey guys, so we're gonna try this again. I had just recorded this video for like 15 minutes and then I checked it out and my mic was muted, so I get to do this again. No worries, it's all good. So the good thing is I have an idea of what I'm gonna say. Um, so right now, Euro tapped into this weekly zone. And this weekly zone, we were, I believe, discussing in last week's commentary. And the reason this weekly zone is significant is it caused this flip up here as it caused this high to fail. Now, the next strong zone we have with Euro is down here. And the reason being is the momentum began there. And that's ultimately where the market changed to bullish here, as it was bearish for quite some time. And then we tapped into this weekly zone to the left, which was this zone here. And once we tapped that, we kind of turned bullish. Now, something to make note of is Euro was quite aggressive on this bullish push, and we were quite slow coming down. But what I also want to make note of is Euro did fail to breach this high. So one of two things could be going on. Right now, we're obviously bearish on the weekly, daily, and I think 4 hours unconfirmed bullish right now. Keyword being unconfirmed. So if we're looking at the long-term side of things, again, we have this strong weekly supply zone. And what we're looking at here is I'm expecting some sort of retracement here in a perfect world. You know, maybe mitigate the daily EQ, continue on down, or we completely change trend direction and come on up and run these highs. I really don't know. As of right now, I am bearish. As long as daily stays bearish, I really have no reason to change that. 4 hour could become short-term bullish to mitigate something on the daily or the weekly, which is definitely a possibility. But as of right now, this low to me is weak as it failed to run this high. So if this zone goes, I mean, this extreme zone could hold, but if this goes, I'm probably going to say this zone's got a higher probability of going. Again, it can hold. It is the extreme. Sometimes it does hold. But this zone being the flip zone, I expect something to happen from it. And we'll see what happens with that. On the daily side of things here, if we just quickly pull our fib, if we do continue seeing upward momentum, the daily Q would likely be this whole zone anywhere around this 50% mark would likely be a good area to target if the upside momentum continues. We did sweep a lot of trendline liquidity on Thursday. Now, I don't know if that's a catalyst for a pullback the other way now, as we could see something like this, or if the market just continues on down. Obviously, we never know. These are just assumptions, but if the upside target does continue, you have liquidity line here, liquidity line here. So this one is right underneath the equilibrium, where this one's right over. So either of these liquidity zones could be the fuel the market needs to continue on down. So just to keep things simple, if the upside target continues, that's what will likely happen. And on the flip side of things, this daily zone could be hit and we could just go bang. So we'll have to see what London does, and we'll just ultimately react to what we see as, I don't want to predict, but definitely looking on the weekly side of things, like this to me is not a strong low. It should go, but like I said, it can come down here and it can do this. So we'll see what happens with that. I believe the monthly was bearish on Euro. This trend doesn't really change a whole lot. I believe it's unconfirmed bearish, but we'll probably wait another God knows how many years for this trend to become either confirmed bearish or become bullish again. This trend obviously doesn't change often. What you have to remember is these trends are very expensive to change. They don't change direction often. Like if you watch this, we were in a down momentum for 2 years. Then price kind of sat here for 2 years. Then we shot up for a year. Then it came down for a year and a half or two. And then we went up for probably a better part of a year, and then now we've been in a down momentum for a better part of probably the last 4 or 5 months. So what you have to remember is when the BFIs set a trend, they don't really care about what the 15-minute or the 1 hour is doing. They have a weekly, monthly, daily target, and we're just trying to catch their, basically ride their wave. With this right now, obviously we're going to remain bearish until something tells us not to. Even a confirmed bullish 4-hour trend is not enough for me to completely change my bias. Like if this does come up and make another high and 4-hour turns bullish, unless this daily trend turns bullish, and when I say bullish, I mean like we put in, you know, take this daily high. I believe that was the daily high. Yeah, so if we take this daily high and then we get a confirmed daily trend, I might start thinking we're turning bullish, but ultimately until this whole point goes, which is our weekly key level here, I probably wouldn't fully go bullish. You know, that being said, we don't have a problem with buying till it fails, but as of right now, nothing has really shown me that the higher time frame is ready to turn bullish. So we'll just play with what we see, which will likely just be follow the 4-hour and the 15-minute trend for day trading, which sooner or later will likely realign and turn bearish. Now, on the flip side of things here, we have GU on the weekly. It is the exact same thing here. We tapped into a weekly demand zone, and we expect some sort of retracement. If we get no retracement from this zone, well, let's try that again. Don't know why, but I think the time frames on my demand levels are needing some adjustments. Let's go to the daily. That should stay. So we have a zone here, which is again some sort of flip zone. You could say this black candle maybe caused this flip to happen. Maybe the fail happened from there. And ultimately, again, you have another flip zone down here. It's a little hard to see on the weekly, but on the daily or the 4-hour, there would be a good flip zone here. So there's likely a strong POI in here somewhere if we dig in on the lower time frame. So whether we get a good reaction from here and maybe mitigate the daily and come on down, or we come on down, then get our reaction, at some point here, there should be some sort of retracement. Now, something I want to make note of with GU is the momentum. So if we just look at the weekly, it's obviously bearish. Now, maybe you can't see it well on the weekly, but on the daily, it's a little more relevant. So what you can see here is the impulse going up versus the impulse coming down. So coming down, we're moving kind of more sideways. Going up, we were quite aggressive. Now, that could very well be a catalyst for a trend change. Obviously, right now, we're bearish and nothing's showing us anything else. But on the momentum side of things, I always look at these things. Obviously, very bearish right now. And as long as something doesn't show us to change our mind, we obviously won't. But again, on the daily side of things, we could see a tap of the EQ, and of course there's also option 2 where it just bang. It is a pound pair, so when they do want to get aggressive, it's very easy for them to do so. Now if we have a look down here, this wick sort of mitigated most of this wick, but we're kind of tapping into the lower end of this wick. Maybe let's further investigate that on the 4-hour. So our daily OB our daily demand zone disappeared. So just looking at it on the 4-hour side of things, so this is all kind of mitigated. So there's really not a lot holding us here. This is mitigated. Mitigated, liquidity's gone. If GU gets past this zone without any retracement, we could likely see a good fall right into the 12900s, and here we have a zone that has not been mitigated, inducements intact, so this could be a very strong zone for us. This is also a weekly zone. This is the zone I pointed out on the weekly. That's something in here is likely quite strong. You also have another unmitigated zone here with a shitload of liquidity. So these are valid zones. They're strong zones where, as we look at this stuff here, there's really not anything there. Can we see a retracement? Yes. Can we see a big retracement? Definitely yes. But if we're going to be completely honest here, what I expect is some sort of a retracement, and the next time price comes through here, it just melts. That being said, too, there's nothing to stop GU from turning 4 hour momentarily bullish to mitigate something higher up if it needs to. The only thing I have against this bearishness right now is the impulse speeds and how slow it is and how corrective it is coming down. But as of right now, the highs have all been strong because the highs keep running all the lows to the left. And as long as that happens, I will stay bearish, even though I don't care for this momentum that we have going on. So just to keep things short and sweet, that's kind of what I expect with this. We'll likely revisit this midweek on Wednesday when we do our midweek market commentary, as well as the Q&A that the Zooms have been sent out for. For those of you that can make it, that's great. For those of you that can't, the recordings will be going on the website. But yeah, that's kind of what I like to look at on Sunday nights. See what the market could do and why. I look to the left, see what's likely to hold, what's likely to fail. And just ultimately look at my impulse speeds. And as of right now, that's about what I see. I'm going to go back and obviously redo all my charts on Sunday nights. I always do. I start with a freshly clean chart for tomorrow. I recommend you all do the same. Yeah, we'll cut this video here, and I will see you guys in the Discord.